Hey, what's up? It's Reed with Smart Home Solver, and today we're going to be talking about using the Wyze Cam outdoors. We mentioned that we were going to start using it outdoors a few videos ago, so we're going to follow up and show you how well it held up, as well as showing you how to weatherproof it a little more and daisy chaining it with a 25-foot long cord. So we've had some extreme weather here in Arizona, like 115-degree days, monsoons with wind, dust, humidity, rain, and it's been a great time to test the Wyze Cam outdoors with this extreme weather. And full disclosure, we did receive the Wyze Cam cameras from Wyze Cam to test out for previous reviews, and obviously this one is not sponsored because I don't know if they want us to be destroying their cameras. So leaving our Wyze Cam outside through all that extreme weather for a couple months, it held up really well. There was no signs of damage. I mean, there was dust on the outside of the camera after we were done using it, but nothing got under the lens, and everything seemed to be working fine. So that was actually pretty surprising. But that was testing the Wyze Cam under a patio roof that was fully covered from the rain. What if you were using it on the side of a house that only had a little bit of protection from the rain? And there was a comment from Michael who suggested using outdoor enclosure found on Amazon for the Wyze Cam. So we checked that out. We bought the highest rated one. And these guys took the housing case term really literally. Like, it has a little roof and walls, but it protects the Wyze Cam really well, especially the back and the cord that plugs into the Wyze Cam. It makes sure that there's no water that can drip down into that little area where it plugs into the camera. And it comes with a little mounting bracket with 3 screws. It is plastic, just like the case is. So to test this thing out, it's not gonna rain in Arizona anytime soon, so we're just like, hey, let's just pour some water on this thing and see how it holds up. And as we're doing it, my daughter's like, hey, I want to get on this, and she helped out as well. And after we poured a bunch of water on it over and over again, we checked out the Wyze Cam and it was still working great. Like, no water got into the little cord part. Water, got on the front of the lens a little bit and on the sides of the camera just a little bit. I mean, we were pouring water all over, but the camera still functioned well. There was no water behind the lens, and yeah, we were pretty impressed how well this little case worked. We also threw the Wyze Cam in the refrigerator for a while just to see if it would hold up to simulate, like a really cold day, because it's still over 100 degrees in September here in Arizona. It's getting a little ridiculous. The Wyze Cam held up well in the refrigerator. There was just a little dew or whatever on the front of the lens. You just wipe that off and it was working great. Now for the Wyze Cam pan using outdoors, this thing moves around, pans and tilts, and it seems like it's more likely to break because it has so many moving parts, dust or whatever. So we got a little $2 case from the store. It's a clear plastic case. Unscrewed it, poked a little hole for the cord to go in, put the Wyze Cam in there, and it seemed to work pretty well. And you're probably wondering, how well is the video footage in some little plastic case? And during the day, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, sure, there was some weird reflections on the corners and here and there on this case. And at night, obviously, it didn't do well with the IR bouncing off and reflecting. But overall, it did pretty well. Like, it held up great against the water. This thing's probably not going to let any dust in. And of course, you could get a nicer case. We only spent like $2. These cameras are only like $30, so you don't want to go probably spend too much on like a cheap camera. Daisy chaining can come in pretty handy with the Wyze Cams. So if your house is like ours, you're only going to have like one outlet in the back and it's super annoying. And a few people have commented on how you can daisy chain, and it's really simple. You just have the first camera plugged into power like you normally would, and then the second camera, instead of plugging it into power, you just plug into the back of the first camera. And if you want to add a third camera, you just plug it into the back of the second camera. So that way it's just plugged into one outlet and all 3 cameras are powered by that one outlet. And just to be aware, if you're using the Wyze Cam pan, make sure you use the Wyze Cam pan's little USB outlet, because it won't be enough power if you're just using the regular Wyze Cam. Even though they look the exact same, the Wyze Cam pans is a little more powerful. And you can also use a 25-foot long cable to power the daisy chain. So we tested it out to see if there would be enough juice to power all 3 cameras, and there was. And so you can use this 25-foot long cable, plug it into an outlet, then you can have a couple cameras far away that are only plugged into that one cable. So if you had a couple Wyze Cams pointing in different directions, outside or inside, that's really easy to do with daisy chaining. So you've probably heard of some rumors of Wyze Cam making an outdoor camera, and that'd be awesome if they did. But until then, hopefully you found this video helpful and giving you some ideas on using your Wyze Cam outside. If you did, if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, if you want to see more smart home videos, and we'll see you again next time. Next time on Smart Home Solver, using the Wyze Cam in the refrigerator might not be a bad idea at all.